Some personal biases that were challenged in my class, BLE 404, were to look beyond your own culture. While I want to share my own culture with my future class, that is not the only culture that exists and should not be the only culture shared in my classroom. Other cultures exist, and students and teachers should acknowledge all the cultures that come into the classroom. This brings me to my teaching philosophy. My teaching philosophy has remained the same since freshman year of college. It's always been about children and doing what's best for them. There are many different types of learners, and they all learn in their own individual ways. My class will be an open place for my students, where they will hopefully feel comfortable in the aspect of putting their trust into me. Going back to the actual phrase itself, culturally sustaining pedagogy, I do not think it is too difficult to understand. It's figuring out how to implement it into everything that's the difficult part. Because you can implement it into reading, ELA, fairly easily. But with subjects like math or science, it's a little more difficult. With math, the only way I can think of implementing it is through creating word problems that are culturally relatable. One of my favorite quotes from the textbook for the course BLE 404, the textbook was called Culturally Sustaining Pedagogies, Teaching and Learning for Justice in a Changing World, is that CSP exists wherever education explains the life ways of communities who have been and continue to be damaged and erased through schooling. The value of CSP will be the inclusivity of every student that comes in my classroom. I hope to create an atmosphere that is kind and happy, and I feel that the only skill required by every party for that to happen is to simply keep an open mind.